Hi, Becca. Welcome to my podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Becca was one of my very first clients back in the day. Well, back in the day, like only just over a year ago. She literally signed up to my first group program without knowing me at all.
I think they've met at like a drinks one time.
Yeah,
like
years
not
ago, all about finding balance. And I feel like so much has unfolded since then.
so many things.
And I'm interested, like, what drew you to join?
Well, our mutual friend mentioned that she was joining your course and that maybe I'd be interested. I was like, yeah, why not? Give it a go. When the course started, I'd just come out of a breakup. I think I signed up for it before then though. But maybe I knew it was coming. I think I did know it was coming. And yeah, like I was feeling like down from there. I was feeling stuck at work. And yeah, it just like called to me as being something that would be good for me. So I joined. And I was getting other signs like in my life around like balance. So it was like, it's meant to be.
Yes, I love it. I love when people listen to like the signs and synchronicities and just jumping and doing something because you feel called to do it. And that kind of is like listening to your intuition, even if we don't know what it is at the time, but it's following the pull that is guiding us somewhere. And divine timing as always.
Like so many shifts have happened that like I don't know would have happened if I hadn't met you. So super grateful.
We love. What would you say the biggest changes in your life have been?
I think both from a dating and relationship and a career perspective. So dating, I was like definitely stuck in a like anxious avoidant loop. And I think like was like doubting my self-worth or like not prioritizing that in terms of dating. But during the courses that I did with you, and we did some one-to-one coaching after as well, we like really looked at like some of our limiting beliefs, our like strengths, our values, and that like really helped shift my perspective and mindset. I was like, you know what, like I do deserve amazing things and amazing people. And that actually coincided with meeting my current partner who just like aligned so well with like all of our values, and I'd like shifted my mindset around like being able to like set boundaries and like show my worth. And yeah, just it honestly felt like divine timing. He came into my life at the right point. And also the fact that like I was doing the self growth, and like after every call I was talking to him about it, and he was super open and excited about it for me. And like growth was one of his key values as well. So yeah, that was definitely one of them.
Yes, amazing. It's so good when you just can get to know yourself so well and like what you want. I think that's when you do really attract the right people for you. And yeah, it's like having those like standards, having those boundaries, like this is what I want, like declaring it to the universe.
And not accepting the crumbs or accepting
exactly, which so many people do. And yeah. I want to help as many people get out of this possible. Like you can literally have everything you dream of. And this is what we did in our vision, and what I do with all my clients in like one-on-one clients is we create a vision at the start of like what you want your dream life to look like in every aspect. So you know, relationships just being one part of them, then there'll be like, you know, your career, your community, your physical health, your environment, your like financial situation. We write down all the details. It's like, okay, how do I want to feel? What do I want my client, like my client, my partner to be interested in? What do I want to do with them, and go into the details? And I loved it at the end when you were like, they're everything and more.
There was another shift that I just remembered as well. This been multiple. But very early on in the balance course, we were talking about finances. And I had like a mindset that I wasn't creative, so I couldn't possibly have a side hustle or do anything like different from my current work. And then through like the course, I started looking at like all the proof that actually I am creative. And then I like got into painting, and I've done like heaps of other creative things. And I even had a stall at my work Christmas party Christmas market last year. And I made like over $400 selling paintings and baking.
It makes me laugh so much how last year, well, over a year ago, you're like, I'm not creative. I couldn't earn money in a different way. And then the next year, you're literally selling your art.
Yeah. So I hadn't put two and two together, I guess. And I think like at high school, I used to be quite good at painting. But that side of me had just kind of been like shut down, I guess, over the years. Like I'd been so focused on like uni and then my career, which I've been in IT since I left uni, which is like the opposite of creative. And yeah, like just stuck in the like corporate cycle, which is like not supportive of creativity. And yeah, I'd kind of just like forgotten that side of myself. So it's been like so nice to like bring that back in and like look at what used to bring me joy as a kid and what brings me joy now, and like incorporating more of that into my life.
Yes, I feel like we all need to do more of that, like figuring out what we used to love, because when we were children, we'd naturally go for the things that we want. And then as we get older, we kind of like unlearn or take on the pressures of society. And the same, like what you were sharing about the job piece.
Yeah.
And in the call, it was the finance call. I think I was sharing about this book that I read called Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. And she shares that we basically put caps on the amount of income we earn, thinking that like, oh, if I'm in a 9 to 5, I can only earn X amount. But it's not true. And there's so many other ways to like bring in income. But because we've been brought up in this society that's like, oh, you work a normal job, that's it. We need our mind to be open to the possibility that there's other things. Exactly, and then when it's open, it's like, okay, wow, like there is other ways. And then that's when it starts to happen, and we start taking action on it because we know it's possible too.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like that kind of triggered like my other major life shift, which was like a proper career change. I felt stuck at my work for quite a while, and I kept thinking that I would like my next workplace still in the same field, but every time I changed jobs, like it was the same situation. Like I hated my job. I might like it like briefly for the start, and then it would just like go back into the same cycle. So then I started looking at like what alternatives I could do that would bring me in like enough money to survive.
Yeah.
But also bring me joy and like get fulfillment out of.
And it's having the belief as well that you can have a job that you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's definitely one I didn't feel like was possible. I grew up thinking I'm just going to have to do a job that I don't enjoy because that's just life, you know, that's just reality. And that was a big one for me, being like, oh, no, you can actually love your job, and it doesn't have to even feel like work.
Yeah. And we'd be so much better off if like more people were doing it, right?
Definitely. We need people to be doing what they love, lighting up the world, and there's a massive flow on effect to the rest of like your life, everyone that you spend time with, by like you being happy and just doing what you're good at as well.
But even like with you, like I've had so many shifts from you, like my flatmate has, like another friend has, and her friend has, like it's just like the flow on effect.
The flow on effect, yeah. Like I think that if I never started this business, imagine all of these things that may not have happened, or they might have, but it would have been at a different timing in a different way. It may have taken longer.
Yeah.
And that's what actually started me on this. Was I knew I wanted to do this, and I'd done my training to become a holistic health coach, but then I was feeling nervous about actually like starting to work with clients. And I was like, oh, how do I do this? Because it was so new and I was just winging it. And I opened my calendar for people to be able to book in calls with me, and the pep talk I had to give myself was like, you are not only doing yourself a disservice, but you're literally doing everyone else a disservice that cannot book in with you, and you can't share what you can give to people. And literally within 12 hours someone booked in the call, and I was like, you know, it's meant to be. And I think a lot of the time we can have this imposter syndrome, or like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough, but you've just got to work through it and go with it. But yeah, sometimes putting it out to other people and being like, okay, it's not just me that I'm stopping, it's all of this other chain of events from me not doing it.
Yeah, 100%. I think I would be in a completely different position today if I hadn't met you and started working with you. So I started looking into like seasonal color analysis, which is like finding the right colors for your skin undertone and like finding what makes you like pop, which I was super interested in. And I started trying to learn it for a while. I got my colors done by a celebrity color analyst, which I'm not wearing my colors now, but I
was thinking I need mine done.
I definitely can tell when I'm wearing them, and I do feel like more confident. But I got a wee bit down that path, but then I decided the learning required for it was like not equal to my like passion for it. So put that on hold. But still like super grateful that I like learned some stuff about it and I got my colors done.
Nothing's ever wasted either. No, and it's like a fun experience that you get to learn for yourself. And part of finding out what you want is a bit of trial and error. Like finding out what you don't want to do is as important as what you do want. Also, if you never try, you never know.
Exactly. Yeah. And even just like in the time that I was looking into it, like I was feeling more passionate about it.
Yeah.
And it kind of like made me want to keep trying to find something else that like I would get fulfillment out of and be passionate about. Because my day job is not it.
Yeah.
And kind of like going back to my day job is just like draining. But yeah, so from there, I did some one-to-one coaching with you, and then I moved on to your Explore Your Purpose course, which was like really focused on like what our like values were, strengths, and how like we could turn those into something that we can make money out of. And my core values and strengths all kept coming back to being able to like help other people or animals.
Yes.
But there was a few other things that like lined up in my life around the same time. And it all led me down the path of starting a course in somatic sex coaching, which I know you've had Vanessa on the call before as well, who's a sexologist. But yeah, that's an area I'm like super passionate about. And I've just completed my introductory certificate in embodied counseling. So I'm on my way, and then I start the next course in somatic sex coaching in May.
Amazing.
Yeah. So by the end of this year, I'll be able to start practicing as a somatic sex coach. So I'm super excited for that.
I'm so excited for you.
And it's so nice to feel like passion. And like it is quite hard and quite a commitment doing the study like while I'm still working full time and have a life.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't feel like work, it doesn't feel like study. It's like there's never been a call that I've like dreaded going to or like not wanted to do any of the coursework. It's all like so interesting, and it's really practical as well. So I'm like able to like practice and get benefits from the course content like on myself and then on people around me as well.
Yeah. They say like you're your own first client, and I do believe that. I was the same with my holistic health coaching course. It didn't feel like work. I was excited to listen to it and be like, wow, what am I going to learn this time? I studied through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and each week was just like wowed by the content. So this is your reminder, if you hate your day job or you know that you're wanting a change, that it is possible, and it can actually just be fun exploring it as well. Like take off the pressure of like, I must find another job that I'm going to love, or take off the thought that training's going to be like really hard, or it's going to take up loads of time. Like, yes, we do have to put in a certain amount of time, but it actually can be so fun. And when it's something that you're passionate about, like you will want to do it.
Exactly. And like with my course, like best case, I learn a whole lot of like valuable stuff and I can make a career out of it. Worst case, I still learn all of this amazing stuff that I can help myself and help my friends and family with. So there's like no lose by finding that thing that you're actually passionate about. It's so amazing.
And sometimes you just got to go for it. Like you just got to give it a go and trial it out. And I was similar to you. I trained while I was working. I did actually cut down to a 9-day fortnight, which I felt was actually such a game changer for me. And that was kind of like my compromise, that if I have a day off every other week, that's a day I can commit to it.
I've done the same.
Have you?
Although I'm still working 80 hours across the board.
Okay.
So it's like a lot.
Compressed week though, yeah.
But it is so nice having it.
And it's just been able to like make it work for you. Like how can you fit it into your timeline? And it might be like, oh, you know, if you're really serious about wanting to do something, like maybe you're going to have to let go of something that was in your life that was taking up loads of time. And it doesn't
like social media.
Exactly. I was going to say that. A lot of the time it's technology that drains us. So it's looking like, okay, what's draining my energy the most at the moment? What can I let go of? Because if we're really intentional with our time, like we really can do anything. So yeah, not letting time put you off either, because time's going to go by anyway. You might as well like make it count and work towards something you really want. I was just reflecting on this after the weekend. I just held my first day retreat that Rebecca came to, which was so amazing. And I was thinking this time last year was my first ever women's circle, which you also came to, which I love. And I was thinking, wow, like if I'd have, and I was nervous for my first event, my first circle. Like, wow, if I'd have never done that this last year, would I have done, you know, a retreat this year? Or this is my 15th in-person event. Crazy. So much can happen. It is just taking those steps. Like, what's one step I can take? And because again, a lot of people don't want to take a step because they think what they want is so far away from
Yeah.
what they've got. They're like, how could I possibly like run my own business when I don't even know what I want to do and I don't know how to get there? But it is literally just, let's just have fun exploring. Let's just see. Let's open my mind to the possibility that something could happen. And then just taking those small steps by step by step, like then you end up somewhere completely different. Like I was the same. I just in 2020 was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's funny, someone asked me the other day, how do you become a life coach? I was like, well, first you hire a life coach. Yeah. And then that was what took me on my journey, and just putting one step after the other and following what lights you up and what you're interested in, even if it doesn't make sense. I was always interested in like past lives and health. Just dive deep into whatever excites you, read books on it, and keep following it and seeing what happens.
That was actually the other thing. When I was thinking about like what other things I could try, I looked at you and I was like, if Effy can do it, I can do it. Like, why can't I? Whereas like in the past, I absolutely did just put everyone like else on it, almost like a pedestal.
Yeah.
That they're at that point that I would want to get to, but like it would be too hard or too far to try to get there. But then like I saw like how you'd started your journey and like it's possible.
Yeah. Definitely. I think when you see someone who's like not that far ahead, it's like you were part of my first ever program. I'd not been doing it before.
You're so amazing at it.
Thank you. I do feel like that. I'm like, oh, do you know what? I actually feel like I was born to do this, but I didn't know that until I started practicing it. And now I'm like, oh, it does actually come so natural to me.
I feel the same, not so much on video. I feel like friends and stuff do naturally like come to me for advice and like someone to listen. So when I've been doing the practical exercises in my course, which are coaching and embodied counseling type exercises, it has come really naturally. And like the feedback I've received is like the same, that like I seem like a natural. And one of them, I think it was my first embodied counseling session that I ran just as a practice. My volunteer client was like so surprised that it was the first one I'd run. So that was really, really nice to hear. And because like there is always the element of like self-doubt, but just like pushing through that and like giving it a go.
Yeah, I was so scared before I did my first practice client. We had to do a certain amount as well. And I remember like preparing for ages and like then feeling really nervous, and just know that that all changes as well. But how exciting is it to know and be excited for the future?
Absolutely.
And you're also moving countries.
Yes, I am. So my partner, who I met during Effy's courses, his family lives in Sydney, so we decided to move there and be closer to them and experience a bit more excitement in our lives in a bigger city for a while. So,
and even before you met him, you were thinking about moving to Sydney.
Yeah, I've got some friends there, and I had been like contemplating it when I went to visit them, but then like put it on hold. But yeah, now it's come back up, so I think it was meant to be.
Yes. Amazing. Excited. Well, I would love to hear, what has been the biggest learning for you over the last year, or like the one thing that you've like taken away that you feel like could help other people too?
Can I give you two?
Yes.
So the first one is like just like trusting that that good things are coming to me, and like trusting the universe. And if something like doesn't go how I expected, this is the other learning, just to look at it as like a redirection. And if it's something that I might have previously looked at as rejection, like rejection from a job or anything else, just really seeing that as redirection and trusting that things will work out.
Yes, I love it. Rejection is redirection, such a big one. And redirection to something even better. And I quote that I feel like I've made up, I don't know where it came from, but it's like, you will not be rejected by the people that are meant for you, but also the opportunities that are meant for you. And if something doesn't work out, it's because there's something even more aligned for you. And even though at the time it can feel hard, like when we've expected something, or, you know, it's something we thought we wanted, and we have to take time to like feel those feelings and not kind of push them to the side. But then, remembering something better is coming.
Exactly. Yeah. Love it.
Amazing. Well, I'm so happy and excited for you, and love chatting to you.